have no idea what's up with my hair lately. Okay, I have an idea. I bleached it to color it, and the damage is just getting a little too much. So, oh, it was growing pains, right? It's okay. And then I have it pinned back because I got tired of the hair over my ears. So I have some kind of mullet going on, and I don't hate it. And there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, and a lot has been going on. And I feel like my shirt is basically, that's where I am. That's where I am right now. Between the election, between work stress, work has absolutely blown up for me. So yeah, I haven't really had the frame of mind to do anything beyond like the 2 Goodreads videos I did last week. And I just don't have the brain capacity. I don't have the energy, the emotional energy to really think about how to review books. I wish I did. I did write at least 1 review because it was an arc, so I will, next time I do a wrap up, I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about. But as of right now, between how stressed I am and the election, and I just, what I'm reading, I'm reading the Terra Ignota series by Ada Palmer. The first book was To Like the Lightning, and that is such a big brain sci-fi book series that I honestly still don't know how to review it. But I am deep into the second book, and I just, suffice to say, there's been a lot going on. I don't have the brain capacity to do anything more serious at the moment, so we have a book haul. I've bought a few books. I haven't really done them in my weekly wrap-ups because I wanted to kind of condense them into a single book haul video, so it's easier to talk about the books and they won't get lost in the shuffle. Also, you know, book haul videos tend to do better than other videos. So we're here. I don't tend to buy books in big spurts. I tend to buy, you know, 1 book a week, maybe 2. So these are all within the last, I want to say month, like the last 4 to 5 weeks. And I have a nice little stack here, so let's get started. First, we're going to start with my Aardvark November box. This was American Rapture by CJ Leede. Aardvark has been like killing it lately, especially because I stopped book of the month because I was just very unhappy with their sci-fi fantasy speculative selections, and Aardvark has always had at least something that I am interested in, very interested in. This is yet another month since I started with them where at least 1 pick has been something I'm very interested in and very happy to buy at, you know, the book box price. I still have not read Mayfly. I've just been seeing this being reviewed so well all over the place, so I'm glad to have it. This is an absolutely amazing cover. I love the color combo. This month's bookmark ears. Here we go. This mustardy kind of color with some purple. And what is the quote? Oh, no quote. This space is for rent. Apply with your good ideas. So it looks like they'll be asking people to send in stuff to put on the bookmarks. Again, I just love how cute they are. Totally will never use them because I don't want the ears to rip off, but I just love having the collection of them. And this is the card for this month. So here's kind of like a wall of like design of all the books this month. And on the back, we have the challenge and the stack of books. Oh, this freaking red light. Here's the stack of books and the challenge. Form a word by stacking as many Aardvark books as possible. The first letter of the first word of the title spells out a word. See example below. I don't have enough Aardvark books to do this, at least not to get points, great points. That's a really fun challenge idea. Oh, that's right. It's signed. So there's CJ Leede's signature. And like I said, I love the colors of this. So here is the hardcover, and you can kind of see the foiling for the name on the spine is kind of like a blue-green, which matches the blue-green on the cover along with the blue and the purple. So really, really lovely edition. I just love this color. I love this cover. I love it. It's just so great. So yeah, super excited to read this one. Next is a big chunky book, and this is Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wang with the sprayed edges, because I have learned that I cannot resist sprayed edges. Another fantasy novel. There's a map on the inside, and I think there's nothing else special. Yeah, there's nothing special about the hardcover itself. Don't break. Okay. And then this really cool design on the back. So fantasy, I again have not read what's the first one? The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wang. This was released self-published, and as was the Sword of Kaigen, but Sword of Kaigen really blew up in fantasy circles, and she's really highly regarded. So I'm excited to read this and then eventually get to Sword of Kaigen at some point. But yeah, I love the blood red. Very beautiful. Also, I read the first two chapters of this while at the bookstore, and I really liked that first chapter. That was insane. Like, really great opening to this story, I have to say. So excited. Okay, I feel bad about this because I bought this book and I started reading it, and then I started reading the audiobook of Two Like the Lightning by Ada Palmer, and that sucked me into the Terra Ignota series, and I kind of just put this book down and didn't get back to it. This is The Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. Now, I've been seeing this book around for many years, and every time I see it, when people recommend it, they say go into it without knowing anything, don't even really read the synopsis, and I kind of see why people say that. I get that energy. I like that energy. So I went in, I did read the back of the book synopsis, but it really doesn't tell you a lot. And I just like the energy this is doing. Like, I am like 50% of the way through. I just put this down one night and I wasn't ready to go back to it. And then I started Terra Ignota, and that just has like eaten up every little bit of brain in here. I will get back to this when my brain can let go of Terra Ignota. Hopefully I will be able to talk about this. I don't know, maybe next month. I feel so bad. I'm halfway through. Oh my gosh. Okay. Next, I did unbox this because I talked about it in my last video, but I'm gonna count it here because this is a book haul of everything I've bought since the last time I did a book haul. So, Sistah Samurai by Tatiana Obi. If you didn't watch that video, I adore this. I loved it. This really hit me hard. It's fun, it's emotional, it's very impactful, it's unapologetically Black, it's anachronistic, there's a playlist. I love everything that this was doing. And I read it originally through my library on Hoopla, and I loved it so much that I ended up buying this signed copy from the author on the author's website. So here's the signature, and it came with a lovely little handwritten card and a link to the playlist and some stickers of the characters. This is one of my favorite books of the year. I absolutely recommend it if you can get your hands on it. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. Like, I'll link my video down below. It's so good. It's so good. Like, I want everybody to read this. If I know at least a couple of people have said that they have at least, been interested in this and put on their TBR or checked out from the library, and I'm so excited. If at least one person likes this half as much as I did, then I will count my job done. So, Sistah Samurai by Tatiana Obi. We have a chonker coming up next, and I bought this before the election. I was finally ready to move on in this world, but A Little Hatred by Joe Abercrombie. I really like the first trilogy in the First Law universe, and while I haven't read the books between that first trilogy and this trilogy, I just kind of want to get my hands on this and, ready to read this and kind of read the other books, as I felt like it. But I was ready to move on to this, and then the election happened, and this is not going to happen for a while. So, Grimdark, I really enjoyed First Law. Joe Abercrombie's humor in that among the Grimdark was really great. But yeah, my brain can't take this right now. So, this is on deck next year, probably. So, next, what has been eating my brain like crazy? Terra Ignota by Ada Palmer. I do not have book one because I had that on ebook. I've had it for many years, and then also on audio. It took me many years, I think about 2 or 3 different tries on ebook. Could never get past the first 2 chapters, maybe, if I even got that far. And finally, I did it on ebook or on audio. I used a credit on Libro FM on audio because Jefferson Mays, he narrated The Expanse. And I just love him so much as a narrator. He was doing this and he did it for me. He brought this to life for me. And I'm so glad that I did the first book on audio because like I have said, this has been eating my brain for the last week and a half. This is just really dense, intense sci-fi, philosophical, political, theological stuff. I just, and every time someone asks me what I'm reading, I'm just like, I literally don't even know how to explain what is going on in these books. I don't know how to put into words. It's been so long since I got my BA in philosophy that my brain is absolutely out of practice in taking really big, dense philosophical thoughts and condensing them in a way that someone who is not familiar with those thoughts can read and understand. This is exercising all of those brain muscles that I would use in university. I can't even hold these. Okay, like, first of all, this is book 2 and this is book 3. Wow, okay, the color difference. I guess I bought this one in the store, so I think it had been sitting out for a long time, which makes sense with the colors. This one I got online. Unfortunately, I had to get on Amazon. As you can see, I am like most of the way through Seven Surrenders. Seven Surrenders is book 2, and The Will to Battle is book 3. When I finish book 4, I don't have book 4 yet because, you know, I have these two. But when I finish book 4, I'm going to buy To Like the Lightning just to have the whole complete set, and they all match, which is lovely. I say, if you like dense political sci-fi that's doing a lot of thought experiments and you can deal with a lot of philosophical, theological thought experiments, give it a try. If you bounce off of it, I would not be surprised. I did for many years. I think if this is something that you find will tickle your brain, it is so well worth it. Like, I don't know, it's just, it's lighting on my brain. I can't describe it any other way. It makes me so happy, even though what's going on in here is not really like happy. It just, what it's doing, the writing that's going on, everything that's going on just makes me so pleased that this exists for me to read. I don't know how else to put it. So I'm adoring this right now. It's all I can think about and want to read at the moment, which is exactly what I need. It's not escapist. It's very political. It's just doing it for me. It just is. So, and I love these covers. These are such sci-fi covers. Like, I just, look at them. Okay, I'm going to stop talking about it now. For now. Then I have The Final Strife by Saara El-Arifi. This is a, I want to say Middle Eastern African inspired fantasy. This is 50% off. I got it with A Little Hatred. Buy one, get one 50% off Barnes & Noble. I figured it was finally time to get it. This is just a fantasy novel that has kind of been like bubbling on the surface of being like really popular over the last few years. I think it's been really well received. So I'm finally giving it a try, especially now that the first 2 books are in paperback, and I think book 3 was either this year or last year. I think it was last year. So the paperback for book 3 will be coming out soon, and if I really enjoy it, I will be able to just fly through them. But yeah, this I think is also very political fantasy, kind of political regime fighting, revolutionary kind of fantasy, but in a way that I feel like will be good for my brain now. So we'll see if I get to it this year. I'm hoping to. Also, half the reason I got the BOGO was because they matched. I don't know, sometimes the aesthetic, you know, so couldn't be 2 more different books other than the fact that they're fantasy, but they matched, and I figured if that wasn't a sign, then what else, then what was, you know. Okay, then I have The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong. This is a pretty new cozy fantasy that just came out. I don't even know what date it is. Is today like the 16th or the 17th? What? Today's the 18th. Okay. So this came out 2 weeks ago, almost. It came out on election day, which I feel so bad for Julie Leong, because like to have your cozy fantasy debut novel come out on election day sucks, but I think this is going to be very much what some people need to escape, and I'm very excited for it. So I adore this cover. It's just beautiful. So I think I'm going to be getting to this pretty quickly. It sounds exactly like what I need at the moment. So yeah, it's so cute. The cat, this little cat on the cover. I want to be there. I want to be sitting by that fire and just chilling. Last and certainly not least is The Bloodless Princes by Charlotte Bond. I read and really adored The Fireborn Blade. It's hiding somewhere here. I think it's right there. I read and adored it this year. It's one of my favorite books of the year. And This is the sequel novella, so can't really talk about like what's going on in this second book because I think if you read the synopsis for this, it maybe spoils a little bit of the first book, but the first book is really fun dragon adventure story with a lot more to it than I was really expecting. And this seems to be something somewhere along the same line. So I love this. Like, I'm not always the biggest fan of people on covers of books, but exceptions can be made. So that's beautiful. And then this also has the dragon on the inside, just like the first one. So I'm very excited about this one. I think I want to get to it by the end of the year. So we'll see. That's everything. Thank you for watching. If you want to leave an emoji, how about the skull? One of the skulls. And I will catch you next time. Bye.